All right, when you're and that's a curse. You're born into a curse because you're subject to payments and you're subject unto the control of another. That's why we want these Edomites, these so-called white people, to go down, because we're subject unto their wicked rulership, man. And that's why they got to go down. And the Lord is righteous, and He's going to take them down, man. They're going to go right down, man. Now let me go to the next scripture I want to get. This is the book of Haggai 1 and 6. I'm going to start at 2. It says, Haggai 1 and 2. It says, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? You know, because a lot of our people get comfortable, man. So the prophet Haggai had to tell them, is it time for you? I'm going to read it again. Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? So here it is. You got the mass. Well, you got affluent Jake in positions of power and influence, and they laid up like, look, we got it made. While the rest of Israel is laid waste, man. The rest of Israel is struggling and brought low, you know, in poverty, desolate. And it says, it says, now therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. And that's America to a T, man. You get something, it's not enough, man. It's never enough. You're constantly working. You're constantly working, man. You're trying to find ways for your money to grow, but what happens, man? Something else comes up, man. You think something's going good, next thing you know, something bad's happening, man. You know, you think that you can pay your bills from month to month. Next thing you know, you might have a wage garnishment, or you might have your car break down, you know, or you might have a problem in your house, hot water heater tank go up, you know. So these things take place, man. And then what happens? You gotta scramble to figure out how I'm gonna pay this bill after I get this taken care of, man. All right, none of this stuff is gonna take place in the kingdom of heaven, man. But in the kingdom of hell, you're going to have to deal with it, man. And this is the kingdom of hell, man. Under you so-called white people, you Edomites, man. This is the kingdom of hell, man. You have created a system in which people are burdened, man. People are burdened. People need drugs to maintain. You know, and this is what happens under the rulership of Edomites. Remember what it says in Proverbs: when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. Everybody's searching for answers, and the answers are in the scriptures, but they don't want to listen to the men of the Lord, who the Lord set up to have answers for them. So that's why you suffer, man. All right. It says, verse 6: ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. And that's what happened. You get your paycheck. First of all, Esau takes money out of your paycheck, and it goes to the elite, man. All right. So all the time and energy and effort you're spending off top, the government takes that. They get their cut, man, before you even get it. That's a sign right there. But nobody complains about it, man. Nobody complains about it. You people allow this, man. So you get what you allow, man. You get what you allow. But the men of the Lord are going to speak up for righteousness. This ain't right, man. This is not right. And we're going to cry unto the Heavenly Father, man. We're going to give the Lord no rest until He establish and make Israel a praise in the earth, man. All right. It says, but ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. All right. Now let me okay. I just want to bring this information out real quick. Because Because one of the reasons why we're subject to payments is because America is not a country. This is not a country. We're in the belly of the beast. We prophesy in D.C. D.C. is a corporation. The District of Columbia is the corporation of the United States of America. All right, and I'm just reading, and I'll put this up in post-production. Well, I mean, up in the section, you can get a link to this. This is from the website federaljack.com. Conspiracy is no longer theory. All right, so it says the Act of 1871, the United States is a corporation. There are two constitutions. That's the title. Now it says since the Act of 1871 was established the District of Columbia, we have been living under the United States Corporation. So after the Civil War, basically what happened was the federal government was in debt, and they had to, in order to fund the government, they had to make a deal with the devil, which is the elite international bank. All right, and this was in 1871, and what is it? 1871. About 30 years, about 30 to 40 years after that, the Federal Reserve was established, all right, which was a transfer of wealth, bringing us to the time that we're in today, in which the bank is about to call in on his debt, all right. So it says, since the Act of 1871, which established the District of Columbia, we have been living under the United States Corporation, which is owned by certain international bankers and aristocracy of Europe and Britain. So all of that money that they take out of your check, it goes to the interests of those international bankers. All right. It says in 1871, the Congress changed the name of the original Constitution by changing one word, and that was very significant, as you will see. As you will read. Some people do not understand the one word or the two word differences in a legal document do make the critical difference. But Congress has known and does know this. So when these congressmen go on and they make pretend that they're working for the American people, or I'm a representative of the people, that's all bullshit. Either they're willingly ignorant, or they're very ignorant, or they're professional liars. And I tend to think that the people that you put in office to represent you are not idiots. They're professional liars. Either way, man, it's still bad. You're still in a messed up situation. But it says let's see, 1871, February 21st, Congress passed an act to provide a government for District of Columbia, also known as the Act of 1871, with no constitutional authority to do so. Congress created a separate form of government for the District of Columbia, a 10-mile square parcel of land. All right. It says, see Acts of 41st Congress. Yeah, so this is the 41st Congress did it. Section 34, Session 3, Chapters 61 and 62. So if you Google that, you probably be able to find more information on it. It says the act passed when the country was weak and financially depleted in the aftermath of the Civil War. Was a strategic move by foreign interests, international bankers. That's why when this dollar collapses, you're going to have the implementation of the chip, the mark of the beast. Because whenever there's a major collapse or a crisis, in which this government is in debt for $21 trillion and counting as we speak, all right, there's going to be an implementation of the chip, and they're going to make it mandatory, because you're on the people, the American people, so-called American people, are on the line of that debt, all right, and the bankers want to collect. And how are the bankers going to collect? They're going to collect on the people, all right. And see, this devil, man, he don't follow after the scriptures. Every certain amount of years, you're supposed to have a year of Jubilee where you're supposed to be able to wipe away the debts. All right? But this man is a Jew. This man is the Lord's chosen people, right? What a joke, man. All right, it says Congress cut a deal with the international bankers, specifically the Rothschilds of London, to incur a debt to said bankers, because the bankers We're not about to lend money to a floundering nation without serious stipulations. They devised a way to get their foot in the door of the United States of America. And this is how the elite bankers got started to get control over America by administering them money to fund that government in 1871. And ultimately, they got power over the Treasury to print money in the 1913. They had the meeting, and I think it was 1919, or it was around that time after World War I, where they actually implemented that. The Congress sold you out again. All right, and around 1920, a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, you know. It says the Act of 1871, corporation called the United States, owned by foreign interests, yada yada. It says the Constitution of the United States of America is the Constitution of the Incorporated United States of America. And that's why they're going to take these people's guns away, because this is a corporation, man. Then eventually they're going to take the guns away, they're going to take freedom of speech away, but everything is done that needs to be done. The word of the Lord has come out, you know, so they can take the guns away, they can take all types of liberties that they set up for these sheeple, because this is the end. This is it. This is it. It's over, man. It's over for these Edomites, man. That's why there's going to be riots in the streets, man. It says, what Congress did by passing the Act of 1871 was create an entirely new document, a constitution for the government of the District of Columbia, an incorporated government. This newly altered constitution was not intended to benefit the Republic. It benefits only the corporation of the United States of America and operates entirely outside the original organic constitution. Instead of having absolute and unalienable rights guaranteed under the organic constitution, we the people now have relative rights or privileges. All right, so you have relative rights or privileges. That's why they're coming for the guns. That's why they're coming for your First Amendment. Your First Amendment. That's why they're going to be able to run up in your house and search your goods and search your belongings and stuff like that. This is one example: is the sovereignty's right to travel, which has been transformed under corporate government policy into a privilege that requires citizens to be licensed. Yeah, because you have to have a passport if you leave the country. If you were free, you wouldn't have to have a passport to leave the country. All right? It says, by passing the Act of 1871, Congress committed treason against the people who were sovereign under the grants and decrees. And they did this to Edomites, man. So they did this to their own people. All right? So how much more so you so-called Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans, man? All right? So with that, I'm just going to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. Until the next episode, Shalom.